what if the key to have a more effective self-development journey is as simple as having fun? If you have been in this space of self-development for a while, in spirituality, and maybe you are at one of those places in spirituality, we call them the dark night of the soul, or, you know, not in spirituality terms, we can say that, yeah, those sticky places where you are like, am I missing something? What is the book that I still need to read about self-development? What is the next coach I need to work with to figure out all the healing, all the work that I need to do in myself so I can finally, feel good? And God, this is honestly one of the things I wish I could have heard when I was in one of those moments and early on in this journey. Probably your heart is getting excited right now, and I'm super happy that you are in this video, that this video found you, that you found this video, whatever that worked, whatever way this works. But we complicate our lives so much, and this is already very complex. Working on ourselves, creating change. We are, we are rewiring our brains. We are, by us, changing beliefs and behaviors. That's exhausting, like, even if you're new to this space, just think about when we try to change our diet or start going to the gym. It is so difficult. It's hard work, our brains get super tired. How come we do not emphasize enough in how important it is to have fun? Yes, we talk a lot about self-love. Oh my God, yes. You need to be easy on yourself. You need to do all the face masks and all these things. And I think that's beautiful. And I think that's, it can be the form of having fun for some people. But I think when I connected with the energy of having fun, it's just like, it just opened the door to just understand and to look at this space of self-development from a different place. And I'm like, yeah, there's so much power in appreciating, giving the right place to having fun. Not only because it's, something we enjoy a lot doing, but what it does to our brains when we are changing, shifting all these beliefs and behaviors. It's a lot of brain work that we do. And when we go and have fun, obviously, I want to maybe break down a little bit of what having fun is. When we are having fun, we are lost in time. We are in a flow state, right? When we are having fun, we're not thinking, we're enjoying ourselves. We are in the present moment. It's the most powerful day. Yeah, it's just like, I'm honestly, like, I am like having this realization, and I'm like, how come in all the books about self-development and all the gurus and all the coaches in spirituality, they don't tell us that that's the key, that's the door to enter, to create change, to go deeper in who we are. Being on a flow state, it looks different for each of us. And it's just like this fascinating world that once we enter, we start finding a lot about who we are. And actually, I'm like, that can be the best way to do inner shadow work. I'm like, having the discovery, and I hope you're also having a discovery with me right now. Like, oh my God. So this is the thing, I understand, and I want to be very gentle, because I understand that some people that might be going through depression or through very intense emotions at the moment, they might be disconnected from how to have fun. And I want to say, I have been there. There are moments in the spirituality space journey that we yeah, we say the dark night of the soul. Like, it is dark, you don't see the light, you stop believing in everything, and it's part of the process. We know that, right? So I know how it feels to be disconnected from everything and from anything that can give you that boost of love for life and gratitude and all these things. So it doesn't matter where you are in the process. I want to give you a few steps how you can reconnect if you maybe forgot, because it is in you. You once were a kid that knew how to play, that were in flow states for hours and hours and hours. So we just need to remember that's how fun and how powerful this is. We just need to connect with that intelligence that is inside of us, to remember, oh God, I used to love, I don't know, it can be as simple as making cookies, as eating the cookies, playing in the rain with my friends, singing very loud, running around in the grass. I don't know, it's so unique and so beautiful, and I just want you to go in that energy and allow yourself to explore and to be in that energy, because that's what is going to allow us, when we are in this space, to process all these heavy concepts of this information that we are managing in our brains. It is what is going to help us to integrate it and to go into our lives in our day-to-day days, and bring all these new things that we are learning with us, in us, being part of us. Because a lot of the times, and maybe I want to say, if you are feeling a little stuck in your process, a lot of the times what happens is that it's because we are there in our minds. We haven't found a way to embody what we are learning. And if you think about kids, of course kids love going to school, but not a lot of the reasons why we love go to school when we were little was because we wanted to learn, we wanted to play, right? So I hope you're getting already some ideas of how to get into that energy. So let's maybe go together through the process of how to get into, how to remember how to get in that energy. Or if you are already, if you already have a few things that that gets you in that energy, let's go through a process how you can start using it from now. Okay, so I'm a fan of human design and astrology. That's an easy and very good place where you can take a look. Placements in astrology that I recommend to check is gonna be your Mars, because it's the action energy. That's how we probably, when we were little, how we like to play. I have a Mars in Gemini, super playful. So I think, for me, it has to do with being active, being out. But I also have, Mars, Venus, and your moon. I want to say, probably your sun as well, because it's your identity, your rising, your sun, Mars, Venus, and the moon. I would check those placements, because sun and rising, it's a lot of our identity, and moon, your emotions, how you like to feel, and Venus, how we express love, things that we are passionate about. So go have fun with those in astrology. And human design, there's actually I like my human design website, Jenny Soe. It's my most favorite. There are a lot of people out there, so also ChatGPT can help you. But in human design, I'm not super familiar with the term, so forgive me, but you can ask ChatGPT how to find these placements. But there's a section, especially in the language of Jenny Soe, My Human Design. She talked about gifts, and there are 4 that are the most important ones. So if you go to those, it's gonna tell you, what are those 4 energies that are the most important for you. I would check the gifts, the most important gifts. I would look also at your energy type. I think the energy type and your strategy. I hope you're having some ideas. So just to share a little bit, for me, I don't remember the numbers of my most important gifts, but it has to do with communication. And my energy type is manifestor, so it's a lot of taking action, similar a little bit to my astrology. So I started exploring my communication, and I have to say that that's why I'm so excited also to be talking about this subject in this video. I feel like if we focus our journey through the lens of the things that we have fun doing, the things that allowed us to be in that enjoyment energy, that energy of joy, it can help us to find where we need to do inner child work, where we need to do shadow work. So communication for me has been always I always had the feeling like there is something here, like I remember years ago, like even with people that do Reiki, I was like, I feel some energy here, not knowing anything about human design. The strategy for manifestors is to inform, so we have a lot of energy here in our throats. And I also have placement and things that talk about my energy here. So I remember, like being very attracted to storytelling and telling stories, but also, how can I share the story? I feel like, okay, sorry, my brain is a little tired. So I always had intuition, like it has to do, there's something here with my throat, with my communication, with the way that I share information and stories. And I started using it, not knowing that's what I'm like. If I knew what I'm sharing now, I feel like it would have been super easy for me to, not as only easy, because that's not the point of this video of what I want to share, like it would have been way more fun. It would have been a little bit more enjoyable for me, my self-development journey. So I had the intuition that I had something, maybe a gift, a power here in my throat. And when I started, following that intuition, I started finding that a lot of my work was around that. So I remember the first books that I read for self-development were about communication. And a lot of the most difficult parts of my journey have been around setting out boundaries, communication. And little by little, so if I knew that communication was one of the, if I had this information that I have now of human design, astrology, and what I'm sharing in this video years ago, I would have filtered, my whole process, focusing more on the having fun. I want to say that for me was a little painful going through these experiences, I didn't honor the gift. I didn't honor that energy of that I feel now. I'm so connected with how much I enjoy and have fun communicating and sharing stories. I hope this is making sense, and it's lighting some light in your process, because that's the whole point of my videos, and especially this video that I'm so excited. So having fun, being on a flow state. I think I wanted to go through the process, and obviously I got distracted and maybe went in many different places. So if you are in one of those places of saying like, yeah, I'm in a dark night of the soul, if you are feeling a little disconnected, feeling like stuck in the process, like, oh, I don't believe in anything, I don't like anything, I don't know how to have fun, no worries. I have been there and we can get out of that. The most important thing that I would love to remind you to do, maybe you do it already, is to journal, to have a practice where you can connect with your experience, where you can connect with your feelings and your emotions and your thoughts. What is your experience during the day? Start reviewing, getting familiar with that. That can be, by journaling, by meditating, going on walks. Doesn't matter how you do it, but start having a practice where you start getting very familiar with how your experience is like during the day, because in that process you're going to start realizing like, oh my god, when I wake up, I love spending hours choosing my outfit, or I love spending hours making breakfast, choosing the ingredients. And we start connecting, the dots, and we start realizing, oh, this is the energy that I enjoy. If you already know all the things that you enjoy, amazing. So if you are figuring out the things that you enjoy, I recommend you to start getting the list and to fill up your day with those things. How it's like literally making a space, if cooking is the thing, like to cook, but also how you can bring the energy of cooking, of what you experience when you're cooking through your day. Let's say you work 9 to 5, you go to an office every single day, how you can bring a little bit of that energy that you experience when you're cooking. What is it that you feel when you're cooking? Let's get curious, explore. It's like, oh, it's about selecting the ingredients or the smells, or cutting in beautiful pieces, or I don't know. It's very unique for everyone, but how you can bring a form of that into the rest of your day. So that's how we start exploring, and we start getting curious, and we start building up this energy. If you had also a lot of inspiration from human design and astrology, that's amazing. That's gonna be a little bit quicker, a little bit more it's just a different way. Let's put it that way. It's different. You don't have to be into astrology or human design. You can explore in your own way. So that's what we want. We want to start filling up our days with that. And how we can use this energy now that we know that let's say we've been practicing for a couple of weeks, and we are like, yes, this is how I have fun. This is how I get into a flow state. This is how I experience that energy. Examples like painting. We have no, if you ask ChatGPT about what a flow state is, it's going to give you a very specific definition. I think we associate flow state with productivity. People want to get into a flow state just to get more things done, and I think that's shit. Because if we think about the energy of a flow state, it's when you are so present in the moment that you're not thinking. You're just feeling into that moment. We are connected. We are present in the moment. And that's something that we have done, and something that our bodies, the intelligence that made us, that we are made of, knows how to do since we are little. If you look at babies, toddlers, kids, they are, I'm gonna say like 70% of the day in this energy. And there's nothing most beautiful than watching babies, kids being, discovering the world, exploring. They're not thinking, they're just there, like, wow, a flower. They're just like in that experience, right? And little by little, we grow up and we forget to be in that energy. We just need to remember. And it's, as I said, it's different for each of us. We get there in many different ways, but if we want to bring it to the very, mental way of living, we can see artists, we can see musicians, we can see athletes. There are a lot of people that have a recipe how to get into those states, not even a recipe, but that already master how to get into those states. So I just wanted to kind of make it a little easier. Like, we don't have to be an athlete, we don't have to be a musician. We get to be just humans, and we get to remember how to be in that energy. Okay, I know my brain is a little tired. I'm giving a little, the information might be a little all over the place in this video, but I'm pretty sure that you are getting the core of my message. Now, if we wanted to use, being on a flow state to do our personal or self-development journey, just think about it. There's so much that we can do, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I just wish I knew it since the beginning of my journey, so I would have filtered my whole. I'm grateful for everything I have done and from where I am. Maybe I had to do everything I did the way I did it to come here today and hopefully make it a little easier for you. But if we start by working on what brings us joy, forgetting about inner child work, forgetting about shadow work, if we start with that list, like, okay, and I'm gonna fill up my day with this, we start realizing that just by choosing ourselves, by creating a lot of space in our days to be in those energies, there's a lot of shit that starts coming up. There's a lot of resistance, there's a lot of judgment, there's a lot of feeling, not worthy, that we don't deserve to be in those energies. Perfectionism, all this stuff starts coming up. But through the practice, through the lens of having fun. So yeah, I hope this is giving you ideas. I hope you're feeling inspired. If you're already in the middle of a journey, how you can start filtering and honoring. Like, it's an expression, I want to say the highest expression of self-love. It's having fun. It's being on a flow state. It's the most precious gift we get to give to ourselves. It's just like, next time you are in that energy, I hope you remember my words and you bring that with you, that energy, that feeling, because that's what we start doing. The more we are in these energies, the more we carry these energies, the more we tell our brains, like, this is it, so we don't go into the autopilot and into the things that we are working so hard to shift. So I'm sure you're seeing now, this is how powerful it is. The more we do the fun things, the more we are on flow states, the less we actually need to do of the self-development work. And when we have to do, it's just like a fun way to realize, oh, maybe I have some shame about having fun. Maybe I can do a little shadow work. Maybe I can work on those beliefs that I have around that. But it's just fun. It's by doing the things that you love doing, right? Flow state. So yeah, I hope you guys have a lot of fun from now on. I wish you the best. Please ask me. I know this was a little, all over the place, the video, but if there's anything else that I'm forgetting that you would like me to explain a little better, more, just let me know. So much peace and love until my next video.